Hello viewers, you're watching Afghanistan Report and I'm your host Swati Kundra. The main stories are Pakistan-Afghanistan observing temporary ceasefire. NATO decides to keep bases in Afghanistan open. Afghan refugees become self-reliant in Delhi. Tension prevails at Afghanistan-Pakistan border at the Torkham crossing as Afghan officials object to construction of fence and gate on the Pakistani side. Both sides exchanged several rounds of fire, leading to heavy casualties. The situation remains tense as Kabul has outrightly rejected the Pakistan's plan to build a barrier at the disputed border. Here's a report.
Deadly clashes between Afghanistan and Pakistan at the border crossing of Torkham claimed the lives of 3 Afghan border guards, 2 civilians, and left several injured. The two countries' border guards exchanged several rounds of fire after Pakistan constructed defense facilities in disputed area near the border. Afghanistan rejects the colonial-era Durand Line border drawn in 1893 and does not want a physical recognition of the boundary. Government officials of Afghanistan have accused Pakistan of provocation that eventually resulted in clashes. Deputy spokesman for Afghan President Shah Hussain said that the country believed in peace, but it was its legal responsibility to defend itself when under attack.
اقدام به نصب دروازه کردن و تعرض هم از طرف اونا صورت گرفت ولی زمانی که تعرض صورت بگیره بدون شک دفاع حق مردم افغانستان است، حق نیروهای امنیتی افغانستان است. افغانستان به هیچ وجه جنگ راه حل نمی‌داند و در تلاش است که این مشکل از راه گفتگو حل شود. حکومت افغانستان انتظار دارد که طرف مقابل کشور پاکستان نیز به این دیدگاه با ما هم نظر باشد.
The two sides are now observing a temporary ceasefire and are willing to end the crisis through negotiation. Several trucks were stuck at Torkham crossing after the deadly clashes. However, cross-border movement of traffic resumed on 17th morning and made way for thousands of trucks that lined up on both sides. Torkham is one of the major crossings between Afghanistan and Pakistan, where hundreds of trucks and thousands of people cross the border daily through Khyber Pass. Pakistan had long been accused by neighboring Afghanistan and other security experts from around the world of its involvement in terrorist activities and harboring hardliner fundamentalists. Pakistan's tribal region along the border of Afghanistan has been claimed to be a heaven for terrorists by Western media and the United States.
The NATO has agreed to maintain troops across its bases in Afghanistan. The move comes ahead of the crucial Warsaw summit next month when NATO countries are expected to make a number of key decisions regarding the state of alliance and the future of its mission in Afghanistan. Here's a report.
The North Atlantic Treaty Organization of the NATO alliance has agreed to hold on to its bases in Afghanistan, postponing plans to reduce the number. The move will also allow the US to maintain their troops at a time it is considering cutting down as Kabul struggles to deal with a reviving Taliban threat. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said several nations at a meeting of the alliance's defense ministers committed to a troop presence next year in Afghanistan, underscoring a theme likely to figure prominently at next month's NATO summit in Warsaw.
We will continue in Afghanistan also with a regional presence. We will continue to advise and train and assist the Afghan national forces because we are very much committed to continue to support the Afghans.
President Barack Obama has planned to slash the number of US forces in Afghanistan from about 9,800 to 5,500 before he leaves office in 2017, despite calls from former commanders and envoys to halt the drawdown. US Defense Secretary Ash Carter said they would support the allies willing to stay on in the country.
Our plan is to maintain that wider than Kabul presence to provide enablers to the allies who have indicated a desire to stay so that that we can provide them that enablement support, which is essential for them to be able to stay, at a level of 5,500 next year. That's the current plan.
Many NATO allies may agree next month to fund Afghanistan's armed forces until 2020, with the decision to be formalized at NATO's Warsaw Summit on July 8 and 9.
Even 10 days after she was abducted, Kabul-based Indian aid worker Judith D'Souza still remains untraced. Hailing from Kolkata, Judith, working with Aga Khan Development Network, an NGO, was kidnapped on June 9 while she was returning home after dinner at a friend's place in the Kalai Fatullah area of Kabul. Both the Indian and Afghan governments have been endeavoring to secure her release. India is home to thousands of Afghan refugees who fled the war-torn country in search of security and sustenance. Faisal and Zuhal are among such Afghans who have made New Delhi their new home. A report.
According to Faisal and Zuhail, Delhi is the best place to find employment opportunities. 18-year-old Faisal migrated to India in the year 2013 after receiving threats from Taliban.
अफगानिस्तान काबुल के हैं हम। हमारा जो है हम साल 2013 में इंडिया में आए हैं। वहाँ पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम हमारा हो रहा था, इसलिए तो इंडिया में आने के बाद कुछ साल मतलब यहाँ पे मेरा पढ़ाई भी चल रहा था, यहाँ पे डॉन बॉस्को में। तो उसके बाद मेरे फादर का डेथ हुआ, तो उनके बाद मैंने टूरिस्ट के बिज़नेस पे स्टार्ट किया। अब ट्रांसलेटर और टूरिस्ट के वीज़े पे ही मैं काम करता हूँ।
Faisal brings home $298.15 for a family of 4. He is enrolled with National Open School Delhi to complete his Class 10 studies and aims to pursue a medical career as a doctor. Meanwhile, Zuhal migrated to Delhi in 2009. Her father, who worked as a government official, was killed on duty by the Taliban.
Problem in here and in Afghanistan, without any support, male support, it is not like it's not possible to live on there. So that's why first we went to Pakistan. For 7-8 years we were on there. We all were on there, whole family. Then after that, when we see we can't support ourselves anymore, so then we just get shift to Delhi.
Zuhail is currently employed with UNHCR's Delhi office, where she works as a translator.
I am with lawyers of UNHCR, and UNHCR, which is like people from other countries are coming in here to asylum seeker, and those person like from Afghanistan whom are coming and don't know like the languages, whatever they are saying their case to lawyers, but they can't understand. So I'm like translator on there, helping them also.
Having overcome their hardships, youths like Faisal and Zuhail are an inspiration to various other Afghan refugees who seek social security and financial stability in India.
With an aim to boost studies on India-Afghanistan relations, Afghan Resource Center was recently introduced at Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University. Take a look.
The increasing number of Afghan students in India has popularized Pashto language in the country. 50 Indian students recently enrolled at the Center of Persian and Central Asian Studies to study Pashto under diploma, advanced diploma and bachelor programs. The Afghan Resource Center was jointly established by India-Afghanistan Foundation.
Pashto has become a very important language today due to the growing relationship between the two countries. Now, apart from Dari language, which we offer as part of Persian language program, we started a kind of development and paying more attention to the development of Pashto studies program. Now we have under the India-Afghan Foundation, we have just initiated another dialogue in terms of having more interactions with our counterparts.
12 Indian students from the Pashto department will be visiting Kabul University next month for a fellowship program.
रिसोर्स सेंटर पे है। रिसोर्स सेंटर एक नया चीज़ है, एक अफ़गान कल्चर का बेहतर शनाख्त के लिए एक नया गाम है, नया कदम है। नया बात है। ये रिसोर्स सेंटर का फर्स्ट काम जो महसूस है वो अफ़गान इंडियन स्टूडेंट है, एक फेलोशिप या एक प्रोग्राम के लिए, एक महीने प्रोग्राम के लिए अफ़गानिस्तान रवाना है, वहाँ जाना है काबुल यूनिवर्सिटी के में वहाँ पश्तो सीखने के लिए। तो ये फर्स्ट टाइम है जो एक ग्रुप ऑफ इंडियन स्टूडेंट अफ़गानिस्तान जाए और वहाँ काबुल यूनिवर्सिटी में हम अपने अफ़गान भाइयों के साथ उसका पश्तो सीखे और उसका कल्चर और मसाइल का शनाख्त के बेहतर ज़मीना बराबर है।
Pashto language program was launched in Jawaharlal Nehru University in 1974. As per the Memorandum of Understanding between India and Afghanistan, a visiting professor from Kabul University teaches in JNU, and similarly, an Indian professor visits Kabul University to teach Hindi and Sanskrit.
India-Afghan Foundation is basically, it's a joint venture between the two governments, between the government of India and the government of Afghanistan. So both the governments, both you can say that both India and Afghanistan, both of them are very much interested in promoting research, in the area of Pashto, Dari language in India as well as in Afghanistan.
The Resource Center will enrich the students, scholars and researchers about India-Afghanistan relations.
With that, we come to the end of this week's episode of Afghanistan Report. I'm Swati Kundra taking your leave. We'll be back next week with more news and views from Afghanistan. Goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.